Alright, so I guess I was wrong again. Anthony Smith choked out Alexander Gustafsson. 5 things I took away from this fight. I don't know why I said 5 things, because I don't actually have 5 things. I'll try and make them up right now. Gustafsson was going to retire whether he won or lost. Let's get that straight, because he said he was thinking about it. He's been thinking about it for a while. If he wins, Jones is still champ, and he's lost to Jones twice. So, you know, I should have seen that a mile away and maybe changed my prediction. I predicted Gustafsson to win in 4th round by finish, and Smith won in the 4th round by finish. 2, Gustafsson threw the first hip toss of his entire career and ended up on bottom against Smith. 3, I kind of feel like Gustafsson gave up a little bit and was okay to retire with a submission rather than being knocked out or something a bit worse, or rather than taking the damage in the 4th and 5th round extra. 4, Smith's pretty good. I'll admit it, Smith is pretty good of a fighter. A lot of people gave Smith shit before this fight, saying he doesn't belong and he's going to lose to Gus and he didn't belong to get the fight. He didn't deserve to get the fight against Jones, and he didn't deserve to get the fight here, and he fluked his way to the top. I've said all these things, okay, and I was wrong. He beat Gustafsson. That makes you a top contender, and I feel like he's the #1 guy in the division right now, if not #2. And also, Gustafsson gave up, in my opinion. I honestly see it on his face as soon as Smith was on his back. Not even on his back. As soon as Smith had him down, and Gustafsson had the opportunity to posture up and shake him off, and turned to his back and turtled like this, I said on my stream, it's over. That's it. Like, there was no, I wonder if Gustafsson can escape this. Will our hero survive till the next fight? No, there was none of that shit. As soon as he turned over and did this, it was over. Smith had his back. He tried to stand a little bit. He tried to shake Smith off and try and fluke it. Smith had him on the ground. Gustafsson did this. It wasn't even hurt. And Smith started landing shots. There was no hip escapes from Gustafsson. There was no rolling to his front and trying to buck and move and get out of there. It was just a cover over, give him my neck, and get choked out and take no damage from my retirement fight. However, what we did see in the fight is this. Smith doesn't do well against leg kicks, and he also doesn't do well against guys that can keep the range. Smith does well against guys that have similar range to him, or are smaller that he can bully. Smith wasn't doing well that fight. I actually had it 2-1 to Smith in the first 2 rounds, but I thought that Gustafsson was going to take over in the 3rd, 4th and 5th, which he was doing very well until the end of the fight, of course. But yeah, Smith gets the win. Shocker, boys. It wasn't really a shocker. He could have won. In my opinion, it was a 60-40% chance that Gustafsson was going to win. But Smith gets it done. Great boxing, landed some good shots in the first 2 rounds. The second round was really close. But I had it going to Smith because Smith was moving forward, and that seems to count quite a bit. Then Gustafsson took him down at the end of the 3rd and secured the round after kind of going even with him on the feet for the start of it. Smith's on the bottom, doesn't get back up, forfeits the round, basically, and says, okay, we'll get him next round. Gustafsson starts off in the 4th, lands some good shots, landing good leg kicks. I want to know what happened to Gustafsson's leg. I really do. Because he stopped throwing inside leg kicks. And he stopped throwing inside leg kicks from his lead leg when that stream of blood came pouring out of his leg. And it reminded me a bit of the Luke Rockhold injury that he had outside of a fight. It was a deep cut and the blood was streaming down his leg. And every time in his corner that Gustafsson went back to his corner, the coaches were trying to talk to him and he was just looking at his leg. Looking over like this. It looked like he was looking over to Huff and Puff. And then the cameraman kind of zoomed out a bit. And then Gustafsson was just kind of, you saw that Gustafsson was looking at his leg and seeing what the doctors were saying to each other. He wasn't listening to his corner whatsoever. He was just seeing what they're saying about the leg. Maybe if it was just him worried about them stopping the fight, maybe. Who knows? But I think he was trying to actually find out what was wrong with it, because he was kind of weird on his leg, and he did a lot of fakiness where he does that bouncy around thing to kind of show Smith, it's not hurt, by the way. It's still good. Don't kick it, please. And then, you know, Smith gets to finish. I rate Smith. I do. He got the win. It's better that Smith won, in my opinion, because now it sets up a fight with him and the winner of Rockhold versus Blachowicz, if it's Rockhold. If Rockhold can beat Blachowicz, DC will fight Jones regardless of his outcome against Stipe. And then we can get the winner of Rockhold versus Smith to rematch Jones. Or fight Jones for the first time if it's Rockhold. They have history. It's a great fight. And I actually I wanted Gustafsson to win purely because I picked him to win. And it's my reputation on the line, boys. Okay? But I'm glad that Gustafsson won. I mean, I'm glad that Smith won. Sorry. I'm glad that Smith won. I really am. Now I'm thinking about it, I actually am. I'm angry that I got a prediction wrong. Don't get me wrong. I hate myself for getting the prediction wrong. Even though I predicted Rakic versus Manoa. We'll get into that in another video. I hate that I got the prediction wrong. But I'm glad that Smith won in hindsight because Gus has lost to Jones twice. What happens after Gus wins? Does he just linger around and keep beating off contenders? Just keep winning fights against contenders that could be new title challengers and be a gatekeeper until Jones potentially loses, which, let's face it, isn't going to happen anytime soon if he keeps fighting middleweights. And Smith, if he wins one more against Rockhold, if he beats Blachowicz, then that's it. Or Reyes, if Blachowicz wins, then Smith fights Reyes. It all depends on what happens with Rockhold and Blachowicz is the future of the light heavyweight division. If Rockhold can beat Blachowicz at 239 on the main card, it sets up the fight with Smith for a title elimination bout, and Smith can potentially earn himself the rematch against Jones. Even though it wasn't competitive, Smith will have beaten 2 top 5 guys back to back, including kind of the uncrowned #1 contender in Gustafsson, if you take out DC from the rankings. It all depends on what happens with Rockhold and Blachowicz. Blachowicz wins. I don't think you do the Smith fight, but you could do maybe the rematch with Santos and Smith, depending on what happens with Santos and Jones. If Santos loses, Santos and Smith have history. Smith lost to him. There's just some potential fights to be had. Reyes needs an opponent. He's ranked at number 5 right now, number 6 maybe. I think it's number 5. He doesn't have an opponent ready yet, so him versus Smith would be a good one. But what we're hoping for right now, boys, is this. Here's the layout of the division from now on. Listen up. I know I have a spot here, and it hurts me. It hurts me to just look at it every time. And now I've pointed it out, you guys will never unsee it, even though you could definitely see it before I pointed it out. Either way, I think that we want Rockhold to beat Blachowicz, because he's a new blood in the division. We want Jones to win over Santos. Actually, I feel like we want Santos to beat Jones, because it serves Jones right for never moving up in weight. Jones is probably going to beat Santos. Rockhold to fight Smith. That's a good fight, because they talk shit to each other and they hate each other. And then the winner of that fights Jones for the rematch after Jones gets done with DC after Santos. That's what we want the division to go. And hopefully it goes that way. Because with Rakic in the mix, we've got Johnny Walker, Reyes, Rakic, all in the mix and on the rise at light heavyweight. And it's a great division again. For a while it was a 3-horse race. And now Gustafsson's out of the picture. It opens up the division to contenders. And it makes me want to orgasm. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. But like and subscribe though, yeah. Thanks for all the money that you donated to me. It's nice. It pays. I like it, boys. It gives me an erection. See you later.